come back, a fourth session, firefighters, woo woo woo. Today I am here with this beautiful lady. She calls herself Cara, but I think I'm loving the word PrincessCaralot.
Princess.
She's the gatekeeper. But yeah, anyway, Cara is the gatekeeper. She currently works at the gate, but let her introduce herself.
My name is Cara, aka PrincessCaralot. You will find me at the gates. I am running the suppliers gate and helping with the coordination of the amazing Hek force, who are probably the first faces that you will see as soon as you pull in with your vehicle, whatever vehicle that may be, to the gate. So you'll find me at the gate most of the time, or behind a computer furiously typing emails, or sometimes just, like with a face full of dust.
Because that's where we are.
That's where we are.
Please share your portfolio function within the organization.
So, the main function of the suppliers side of things is to sort of regulate the outside services. So a lot of people in Town use suppliers like, they'll hire a generator, or like in the case of the incredible theme camp La Petit Paris, they've got a local person in the Karoo that brings a truck of champagne because they gift champagne. And with bubbles and bass. So it's sort of like enabling creative projects to bring their magic without necessarily needing to do everything themselves. So the main thing that's part of that portfolio is just I would look at the suppliers, make sure that they're not going to shy people. Am I allowed to use that word? And kind of help facilitate those processes. And then the other part of the job is to just get Heers going at the gate, to get the amazing Hek Force volunteers, give them some training, because we're not just a welcoming committee. We're actually there to be the first touch point that people have as they go into Town. So it's about checking in about the principles, like seeing if people are aware. Like a lot of the time the Hek Force, they'll like kind of look through your windows and be like, oh, I see you've got a hat that's full of sequins, or you've got a cloak that's full of feathers. What is your trash plan? What is your mood plan? Like that is a very moopy outfit. So it's a really awesome point to just engage with people on a level of the principles. Like it's an each one teach one in action, while bringing like attention to leave no trace, while bringing attention to radical self-reliance. And the suppliers side of things also like relates directly into the communal efforts and directly into radical self-reliance, because it's like, okay, what are you going to be able to do on your own, and can we facilitate and support that with the use of suppliers, and trying to get suppliers to understand the ethos as well, which is super fun.
Oh yes, you had the suppliers meeting recently as well. So
yeah.
That was to explain that to the suppliers.
Yeah, so we did a suppliers town hall recently, because what happened after the 2023 events was there was sort of a realization, there was a lot of feedback from the post-event survey, which I think is, the acronym I think is PNIS. I think it's the Post-Event Needs and Information Survey. We'll have to check that with the CIA. But so a lot of points from that kind of made us realize that there's been a shift away from radical self-reliance and into sort of paying people to do stuff for you, which is just like weird. As a volunteer-based organization, that's like a very strange thing to do.
It's like a fun thing being the gatekeepers. What are some
amazing.
What are some of the fun facts that you can share with us regarding that, and maybe a hot tip or tip for the burners?
So fun fact, DPW thinks that they are the dustiest crew in the crew, But actually, the Hek Force is the dustiest crew in the crew. If you've ever stood having a bunch of cars arrive and then there's just all of the dust, yeah. So no, the Hek Force will definitely take DPW on in the dust challenge. So that is definitely a fun fact. And just in terms of like a hot tip, I would say hot tip at the gates, have all your stuff ready. Like have your ID, have your ticket printed, everything that you need, just to make everything a little bit easier. And please, please, please keep water in your car at all times for the drive. Because sometimes especially if you're going to be part of the super excited group that the first people to arrive when the gates open at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, you are going to wait. So have something cold to drink.
Oh, you do that. Beautiful hot tips. So you heard it. Have water, replenish yourself, and be ready with all your ticketing and gating needs.
And use the toilets at the gate to teach yourself how the toilets in Town work.
That's what I did on my first arrival. I went to the toilet because I was like, let's get ready with the whole desert experience.
Yeah.
That's actually a beautiful way to also give them a, what do you call it, culture shock.
Yes, no, it's a full-on culture shock. Like, trust me, like, if you are a virgin birder, you will never have used a toilet like our toilet before. It might take some practice.
PrincessCaralot.
Yeah.
How did you get yourself involved?
Oh gosh. Many moons hence. Think about it. So I had always heard about this Burning Man festival, cultural movement out in the States, and it was always the principles that kind of drew me to it. And then one day I was just walking around in town and there was a very like colorful thing happening in a park. So I was like, oh, let me go and see what this is. And anyway, it turns out that's how I found Africa Burn.
Wow, really?
And I was like, what? You guys are like, oh, there is an African Burning Man. This is amazing. And then I ended up painting signs with Liz and Jackie, like the OG volunteer coordinators. And then I got super into signage. Like I used to come to every single signage day. Like back we used to have Nansen Street, which was our old junkyard because we got the junkyard. And yeah, just volunteer days. Like spent so much time at volunteer days, and that went on for like 2 years. And then one of my friends, my dear friends, shout out to Mel. She was like, I'm buying your tickets and I'm paying for your petrol and you're going to the deserts. And I was like, okay, cool. So I did. And then yeah, that was the year, I think it was 2013. Happens to be the same year that the DPW kitchen actually burned down. So that's how I got involved with DPW. And yeah, I guess it's a love affair. Hasn't ended. But pressed pause for a while, but I'm back now.
Lovely to hear, and she's back
it's
as
so
the
good.
gatekeeper.
It's so good. Yeah, so
from the volunteer kitchen to the gatekeeping suppliers.
Lots of volunteering,
so there's
lots
a lot
of DPW, lots of all of the things, yeah.
Any words of encouragement for people out there to come volunteer?
Just get involved. Like there is something so beautiful about being able to be part of the creation, even if you're only able to do like one volunteer shift over the weekend. Like think about it, there's so many different ways in which you can get involved, and it aligns, and they all align with you somehow. Like I obviously say come to the gate because the gate is the best.
Yes.
The Hek Force is a force to be reckoned with. That's why we've got a hyena and barbed wire on our logo. But yeah, there are so many different touch points and so many different ways to get involved, and it's like bringing your magic into the space is just like, it's so beautiful to be part of the fabric and not just like buy the ticket and take the ride. You know, you buy the ticket and you make the ride. That's what I always say about volunteering. Like it's epic. It's like such a great way to be.
And then does the Die Hek
Force.
Does Die Hek Force have credentials in terms of volunteers or procedures on how to be part of Die Hek?
I know that the form, I think the shifts are live on Sign Up Genius, is that it? Yeah, so the shifts are live on Sign Up Genius. There are a bunch of different ways. The only thing is that if you are wanting to sign up, we have the gate opens officially on the 24th of April, which is the Wednesday before the event opens. So if you're wanting to participate and volunteer with those shifts, you will need a work access pass already. So we don't issue work access passes for volunteers, but if you are part of a creative project, you're part of a theme camp, and you're up there during the build week, please come and volunteer at Die Hek. But that's pretty much the only requirement. We will have training sessions with all of our volunteers, like just before the burn, just because there is, you need to be a little bit stricter necessarily than in some of the other roles. Like, just because there are checks, and we work very, very closely with our beautiful event guardians. They are very much part of the Hek Force team. So it's a hand-in-hand thing, which is really cool, and you are people's first touch point to the burn. You set the tone, you give them the first experience. So it's really, really important. I think it's the most important.
Guys, you heard it. If you want to be part of the Die Hek, you just come in, sign up, we'll put you in, and then you become the touching point for all our participants.
If you want to just go and sign up the same as all of the other portfolios, but always come to volunteer days, because it's such a really cool way to connect in with other volunteers. And there's usually somebody from the Hek Force around. I'll be at the next one, and the next one, and probably the next one. So come join us.
Yeah, Cara will be here this Saturday, so please do come through, come ask, come learn everything that they do at the gate. Die Hek. Cool. PrincessCaralot.
Yes.
Does Die Hek have a color for its portfolio?
It doesn't have a color. Well, I mean, we do have a color, so we're navy blue because we're like official line. But our symbology is the hyena and the barbed wire, because it's not all sunshine, light, happiness, and rainbows. Even though it is, we got to get through the hyenas and the barbed wire to get to the magic.
So is that also a part of your challenges, you would say?
I guess so. I think probably the biggest challenge with the portfolio is getting it's not an easy shift, you know, like you're going out to the gates, like these days at Kwaggafontein, you're leaving Tankwa Town, you're traveling 3.2 kilometers to the entrance of Tankwa Town. So we do have shuttles, and we will assist you to get to your shifts. But it's definitely a challenge because you're pulling yourself out. So we create our own magic at Die Hek because we have to, because we can't see Tankwa Town at all. So we've just got to have it in our imagination all the time, I guess. And as I said earlier, like it's very dusty. So when you come for your shifts, bring a buff. We have water, but bring water. Always take water with you in Tankwa Town. Yeah, always. But yeah, I think that, and there's traffic. So you're directing cars, and you're making sure that everybody's good, and that nobody hits the car in front of them, and that nobody like parks anybody else in, because everybody's really excited to get there. So sometimes their brains sort of disconnect from their bodies. I mean, I'm sure we've all been there. I've been there. So you have to be calm, and you have to be patient, and you also have to make sure that people have everything that they need before they stand in the queue to go to the box office. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I guess that's a challenge.
It does sound
lots
like
of things. Lots of things happening all at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Cara. That
Thank
was
you.
really beautiful.
Thank you.
Insight into how we gatekeep you into the Africa Burn main event.
It's a facilitation.
Love that word, facilitation,
yes.
not gatekeep. Awesome. Cara,
Cool.
thank you so very much.
Thank
It was
you.
really lovely hearing what the gate has to
Awesome.
offer. And we'll see you and you guys in the dust. Yay!